Hi there, I just want to give a very quick reminder about a super tax efficient method that we really shouldn't kind of forget about. I'm Ross, I'm the chairman of HIVE Business. We've got about 400 dentists in our HIVE group doing a huge amount of tax planning and proactive saving for people. So if I want to recap, pensions have had a pretty bad rep recently. We've had the budget prior to Christmas, and even the budget prior to that has started to really kind of hammer and bear down on pensions for belief there's some kind of mismanagement. I'm going to kind of zoom back, if that's okay, and try and attend to a couple of dynamics it is really worth kind of remembering about. So the first element, and we undertake a wide range of kind of wealth and investment and guidance for our dentists across the business ownership and the value that it got locked up in that, but also shares, stocks, investments, crypto investments, alternative investments. There really is kind of a wide range of investments that small business owners will look to invest in. Like I said, pensions have had a bit of a bad rep, but I do want to kind of not forget, I suppose, that we have, generally speaking, got a bit of a pension planning crisis in the UK here at this moment in time, or in more recent times. Very broadly speaking, we're under providing for our kind of retirement and wealth. So in that kind of sense and in that context, what I want to kind of highlight, I suppose, is that because of the government's recent increases in tax rates, ironically, what we've got at this point in time is if a pension contribution is made by your limited company, and as a bit of a sidebar, if you're not currently operating a limited company, you really should consider the potential tax advantages and planning advantages that can give. They really are quite substantial, and quite often there's some sort of paradigms that they can't be operated if you've got an NHS contract or whatever. So if you've got a limited company, the great news about kind of tax increases, if that's not an oxymoron, is that a pension contribution in this kind of new tax regime is actually worth more tax advantageously to you, because the tax rate is as high as 25% for a dentist. So it means if you're putting in, for argument's sake, £50,000 pension contribution, you'll be saving £12,500 worth of tax, and that's a significant boost to anyone's kind of situation. So maybe there's a little bit of kind of silver lining to that kind of cloud there, but we really want to kind of consider all possible opportunities. And yes, we understand that the government has changed the inheritance tax position of pensions, but there's still ways of kind of planning to get around that. So we needn't be adversely hit in the future, but we still can capture the tax advantages of pension contributions at this moment in time. Worth kind of stressing, and we're seeing an unfortunate amount of kind of DIY investments at this moment in time to properly capture the maximum amount of tax advantages with pension. We strongly recommend you use a suitably experienced kind of IFA. It is unfortunate, but we are seeing a catalogue of kind of errors in kind of DIYing it, which I know it and I appreciate it. There's a cost to all these kind of things. There's a cost to professional advice. There's a cost to good quality dentistry as well. It does seem to me that it's a bit of a false economy on that element of things. So very short reminder for the day, but still huge amount of tax advantages there. And if we've got motivation to do it, we needn't be subject to the adverse tax consequences, but we can capture the positive ones. So if you want a tax appraisal for your situation, do contact HIVE. We'd be happy to help.